By the end of the presentation, students will be able to understand the basics of the traditional Chinese game called Dragon's Tale, acquire knowledge about the cultural history of the game, identify its terminologies and roles, learn how to play the game, differentiate scoring and foul points, identify the equipments utilized, court layout, and the values of the sport, and lastly, to appreciate Chinese culture through video demonstrations of the game's basic skills. Introduction. Dragons appear in the mythology of many ancient cultures, but nowhere else in the world was the creature quite so revered as in China. In fact, the Chinese people in general considers the dragon as a lucky symbol and bringer of wealth. It is also known to many that the longer the dragon, the more luck it brings. Therefore, it's not a pleasant surprise for the Chinese to actually come up with a game inspired by these valiant creatures. Dragon's Tale is also known in many names, such as Chasing the Dragon, Catch the Dragon's Tail, and in the Chinese language or in Mandarin, it's known as Long De Wei Ba. Dragon's Tale is a tag game of 10 or more players. It is usually played in small playing fields. As for the preparation, almost no preparation is needed in order to start a game of Dragon's Tale because the equipment needed in this game is little to none. It only involves a flag or a cloth to represent the dragon's tail on the player. In China, it is usually played during Chinese New Year celebrations because it is when the streets are filled with dancing dragons.
In China, dragon symbolizes power and strength. This legendary creature is often found in Chinese mythology, Chinese folklore, and Chinese culture at large. Dragons are also considered as lucky. That's why you can basically see them in festivals and any other special events, and sometimes at homes. The game's Catching the Dragon's Tail or Dragon's Tail is reflective to the Chinese tradition and culture. This game fits in well with Chinese New Year celebrations when there are vibrant and loud street festivals with dancing dragons.
Nowadays, this game is not only played by Chinese people but also people around the world. It has a simple objective and little to none materials since other people don't use handkerchief when playing it. It is sometimes included in other physical education activities where kids are encouraged to play for basic physical exercise. Or it can be a game hidden up in sleeves and used in the perfect time when your friends are getting bored.
Catch the Dragon's Tail terms and rules. Dragon, a single line of players consisting of the head, the body, and the tail. Head, the catcher on the front. The head is tasked to catch and take the handkerchief from the player who is playing the tail. Body, the players who are not the head nor the tail. And the tail, the one who carries the handkerchief. The tail is tasked to protect the handkerchief from the head. They are placed at the very back of the line.
How to play the game? 1. Split into 2 teams and then have the teams get in a single file line. Larger groups can split into teams of 6 or higher. 2. Have each team put their arms around the person's waist in front of them. You are going to form a train. 3. The person in the rear puts the handkerchief in his or her back pocket so that the handkerchief is hanging out. 4. The objective of the game is for each dragon to move as one unit towards another dragon. They will try to catch the opposing team's handkerchief. They must do this without breaking the chain of people. Only the leader of the dragon may catch the handkerchief. 5. When they catch the dragon's handkerchief, they link up with the other dragon and continue to pursue other dragons while protecting their own tail. 6. Make a rule that you can try to break the other person's chain. If you do, your group is disqualified. Have a bigger area to play the game? A good warm-up is to have each dragon try to capture its own tail.
Files of the game. The game also has regulations in order to make the game fair and square. The following are the fouls in the game: punching or any violent actions, gripping tightly to the person in front of them, running or pulling on anyone, breaking the line. Injuries that may occur in the game also can stop the continuation of the game. It is extremely recommended that the game be played safely.
Catch the Dragon's Tail, or also called China Dragon Tail, has no specific scoring system. However, the team who catches the handkerchief from the tail of the opposing team more frequently, to the point that all of the members of the said team have already took their turns as the head and tail, wins.
Catch the Dragon's Tail, just like most outdoor social games, doesn't have a specific court layout since it can be played in any open field, whether it may be on a grass field or a large field with cemented floors.
The equipment needed for this game is a handkerchief. It serves as the tail of the dragon. This should be hanging at the back of the last player for the head dragon to be able to grab it.
Values of the game. Catch the Dragon's Tail reminds us that even if we are of international descent, we could still enjoy foreign games. It helps us respect and understand their culture through playing. What do you think of when you hear the word dragon? You may think about monsters, breathing fire, and eating people. However, in China, dragons are lucky, and people believe they bring luck at festivals like Chinese New Year.
Basic skills of the Catch the Dragon's Tail Chinese traditional game. Catch the Dragon's Tail is an active social game that requires skills in order to play the activity. Thus, the following basic skills are needed by the players to safely enjoy the game. Running. The players should be able to run for about a long time until the last player becomes the head player. Agility. The players should be agile in order to maneuver themselves enough to help the tail not to be caught. Tenacity. The players should be tenacious for the dragon to not break. Their grip must be good enough to hold each other when the head is already moving.
Coordination. Since Catch the Dragon's Tail is a team-building game, coordination is important with how players must sync with the movements of their teammates. They should move as one in order to move more fluidly and easily. Strategic thinking. Players must be able to think fast, especially with the one who is the head of the dragon. The players must move accordingly to the movement of the head and adjust just as fast in order to not hinder their group and cause them to separate.
Oh my God.